Hello, my name is Ken Rood. I'm a wood turner in Calgary, Alberta. I started working with wood back when I was a kid. My first project, I made 7 bird houses out of 1/4-inch plywood, cut them with I don't even remember what. Sold them in the auction. I think I made a total of $5 on all 7 bird houses, and so that kind of took the wind out of my sails for a little while, and then I've been playing with wood one way or another pretty well ever since. I've built some furniture, built a TV stand when we were first married to hold the TV, and we're still using it. Done multiple things like that, renovated pretty well our whole house, have helped friends renovate theirs. And then back in about 2009, 2010, I bought my first lathe. The idea was, I wonder if I enjoy turning like I think I remember from high school shop class. I started turning, and it was an old Rockwell beaver lathe, and I quickly learned that I had forgotten everything that I had learned in school. Took a couple courses and kind of went from there. After about a year of chasing the lathe around the shop because it vibrated quite a bit, I decided it was time for an upgrade. I eventually settled on I wanted to find a Vicmarc lathe, and so I started looking, and there were no used ones available anywhere. I looked and I watched the web for about 6 months, and I had seen one in England that sold in 45 minutes. And about 6 months after I started looking, I found a used VL300 10 minutes from home. 24 hours later, it was back in my shop. After using it for a while and really liking the lathe, talking to Vicmarc, and this was in 2016, in the beginning of the year, talking to Marco at Vicmarc, we decided to take on the Vicmarc line of lathes and accessories. About 4 months later, I was talking to Carter and Son Tools in Seattle, and ended up being the Canadian distributor for the Carter and Son Tools. They have done very well. I really like using them. They get razor sharp, and I have the scars to prove it. They hold the edge exceptionally well. I see YouTube videos or hear people talking that I need to sharpen my tool every 5 minutes or once or twice during a bowl, and to me that's a foreign language. I will do anywhere from 2 to 6 bowls, depending on the bowl, before I touch it up. And usually it's just to polish it and go back at it again. If it's not like a hot knife through butter, it's not sharp enough. So back in 2013, I bought my Clear Vue Cyclone. After 6 years, I decided, I should clean the filters and see how dirty they are. So I opened up the clean out port at the bottom, hooked the shop vac up to it, pounded the filters for 20 minutes. I used the air hose from the compressor to blow the dust back into the filter so the shop vac could catch it. And after 6 years, I got half a cup of dust. I find that all of the dust goes into the drum. Now, because I do mostly wood turning, the shavings usually land on the floor, and that's where I would prefer them, because then I just got to sweep them up and dump them out wherever they need to go. When I open the look port or the inspection port on the top of my drum and look in there, stick my finger in, and I have dust that is finer than talcum powder, and it packs like icing sugar. This thing collects the dust that is going to harm you. Like I said, the dust on the shavings on the floor, I'd rather have them on the floor because then I don't have to empty the drum as often. So it has been very good. So about a year ago, I contacted Clear Vue Cyclone, and I am now carrying the Clear Vue Cyclone. They have the full-size shop units, the CV1800, CV Max, the Pence EF5, which is a metal version of the CV Max. They also have a mini cyclone that runs off your shop vac. And what I have found with that is when you clean up the floor around your equipment or you hook it up to a piece of equipment, you run the shop vac through the mini cyclone. When you're done, you open up the shop vac. It's still clean. All of the dust goes into the barrel. I've been to a couple trade shows with them, symposiums, and if I do a demo, we open up the shop vac and I sell 3 or 4 of them right there. Because people cannot believe how clean the shop vac is and everything is in the Cyclone. So that's a little bit about me, what I do. I have turned about 430 bowls. I've done pens and razors. I've done coffee tables, not on the lathe. I've got to do a handle for my nephew for a vise. That's one of the next projects. Basically, if it's round, you can do it on the lathe. And one of the things I like about turning bowls or turning other items is instead of 3 to 6 months to build a piece of furniture, you're looking at 2 to 3 hours to make a finished piece that you can be proud of. My philosophy on customer service is something that I have learned over my lifetime working with the public, working with customers. I've worked in the retail industry and the heavy truck industry. My wife and I also owned a pizza place in the Okanagan about 20 years ago. And in a nutshell, I want to provide the service for you that I would expect myself. I want to be able to surprise you and give you information and service that you were not expecting. There are times you will ask for a particular tool or piece of equipment, and in talking to you, I will say, no, I will not sell that to you because that's not what you're looking for. And let's try this instead. So I like to provide the options that work best for you. I want to help you enjoy your hobby and help you get better, because with the better equipment, you have more fun. The more fun you have, the more you go at your task or go at your hobby, your passion, and the more you do it, the better you get, and then you end up having more fun as well. So it becomes a cycle that, you know, the more I do, the easier it is, the more fun it is, and therefore I'm doing more than what I normally would otherwise. You can reach me on my website. It is branchestobowls.com. My email is ken@branchestobowls.com. And then my phone number is 403-830-3049.